This is the final round. In the semifinals, we have Roxanne, the rock-type Pokemon gym leader, versus Whitney, in my opinion, as I said before, the trainer who's going to go all the way, the normal-type gym leader from Goldenrod City.
Absolutely. Johto's very own is going up against Hoenn's Prodigy. This should be a very interesting battle. It looks as though that there's no particular edge that each one has over the other. Having straight normal types, though, is definitely a good way to keep the weakness coverage all
At a minimum.
At a minimum. But who knows what kind of tricks that's going to come out of Roxanne's bag.
Two young girls, full of potential.
Well, only one can win. And we're about to find out right now. And it looks like the trainers are all set, so here we go. First Pokemon is always key in these type of situations, so let's see what happens. We got a Golem being sent out first. Whitney, of course, is going to answer straight away with her tank.
With the wall.
Wow, right off the bat. Playing a very big defensive game. It actually shows there a big grass knot from Blissey. Holding on with that sturdy ability is that Golem, who will be able to use his Z-Power move. Which is the Tectonic Rage,
wow,
and does a significant amount of damage to the Blissey.
That is a great play by Rox. That's actually a great play by both competitors.
Absolutely. Both of these girls are playing their A game right now. And look at that Golem going straight for the Protect. Probably trying to scout out what Blissey will do next. Probably predicting the Toxic, but the Soft Boil is able to get a lot of that damage back. So Blissey is definitely back into the game. Leftovers giving just a little bit more extra. Right now, Whitney is looking like in control, and look at that Golem going straight for a focus punch.
That's a very surprising move to see.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure if that was the right move there, that Roxanne.
Definitely was not. Unfortunately, Blissey is able to pick it off. He might have been trying to predict the Toxic still and try and get some sort of damage, but even then, Toxic definitely would have taken care of it. But that's all right. Roxanne still has plenty of tools to use. Case in point, Cradley, another good tanky-type Pokemon. So two tanks against each other. Whitney knows that she needs to switch out. Switches into the Ursaring, our first time seeing it in this tournament, and it eats the Toxic, which is definitely a good friend for an Ursaring, for sure. Definitely can utilize that as far as its abilities go.
What is his ability?
I believe Whitney has this one down as Quick Feet, so its speed has been increased. And now it's going for a Swords Dance, so it's going to play a sweeper role, but we'll see how it handles itself with the Toxic damage, as well as being absorbed from that Giga Drain. Let's just see how much. Chances are there's going to be a Facade being thrown out, but Aggron being thrown out, a big defensive wall. Good choice there by Roxanne, and even with the Facade, able to eat a ton of that damage.
Wow.
Still pretty good considering a normal type attack, especially against a Steel type.
The Toxic is slowly eating away at Ursaring. It's only a matter of time until he has to either be switched out or he's going to faint.
Looks like Wendy's allowing it to go out swinging, and right there an Iron Head is all it's needed from the Aggron. Aggron able to eat that crunch as well, and beginning to hold on right now. So now we're down one Pokemon each. Ambipom being thrown out there by Wendy.
Most likely going to be a fake out with the Technician. Wow!
Oh, whoa! With a slow sweep, taking the type advantage right there.
Commentator's curse.
Double weakness to fighting, and Aggron has been taken out. Wendy better be... Whitney would be preferred to be safe than sorry. Armaldo being thrown out there as well. There's another low sweep by Ambipom, getting a speed cut, but barely any damage. Armaldo seems to be in a quite comfortable position. Going for an X-Scissor.
Not a lot of damage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. X-Scissor being a stab, super strong attack. Oh, but another tank is being thrown out as the legendary Milk Tank is being thrown out. And is able to take that Earthquake damage, no problem.
Looks like anything that Roxanne's trying to do is just not getting over on Whitney. This is very surprising.
Big return. It's still, considering all things, Armaldo is still has a pretty good typing as far as eating a lot of these attacks that Whitney's throwing out there. Now we just kind of have the battle of the bulky Pokemon. Milk Tank able to recharge itself with Milk Drink. And Armaldo throwing some rock slides out there, and it doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot. So this is definitely a
brick break.
A stalemate.
Gee, yeah, this might be a long one, folks. Strap in for the long haul.
X-Scissor taking out the Milk Tank's health. Still not enough to knock it out. Switches out into a Probopass, trying to switch things up here. And as far as we know, that Milk Tank might still... Yeah, he takes another milk drink right there, getting that health back. And here we are. Two more bulky Pokemon going against each other. A Brick Break there. Double weakness to the Probopass. Does a significant amount of damage. The Probopass going straight for the special Earth Power. Miltank's still able to hang in there. One of those big reasons why Miltank is definitely feared is about the amount of damage that this Pokemon could take and dish at the same time.
Wow.
Continuing on with the Brick Break damage, and Cradley is hanging on there quite nicely.
That Brick Break is doing wonders for Whitney in this battle, giving her the type advantage against all of Roxanne's Pokemon.
Oh, but Ambipom being thrown in right now. It's probably predicting Toxic, and well, there we go. Another Toxic Pokemon. As Ambipom, the sweeper, is sent out there. Question is Whitney just trying to do as much damage as possible with what she has, and goes straight for an Ice Punch.
I was not expecting an Ice Punch from an Ambipom.
Wow. She was probably hoping for the lucky Frozen, maybe, or maybe just to do a good amount of damage. Either way, Cradley is still alive, and Ambipom has been drained of its last bit of health. And right now, the score is still tied. 2 Pokemon down apiece.
Each train only has 4 Pokemon left. We have yet to see...
Oh, and there's Tauros.
I spoke too soon. I was saying I have not seen the Tauros.
Super sweeper
that
right
has
there.
The Earthquake, which...
Oh, it does a great deal of damage to Cradley for sure. Cradley's still holding on, though. Definitely get some health back with that Giga Drain, but I wonder how much that's going to actually do in the long run in keeping it alive against this huge physical threat that Tauros is. Right now, it looks like going straight for the Earthquake.
Cradley.
Cradley is now taken out as Tauros is still standing strong. Probably the strongest Pokemon that Whitney has right now, physically. Probopass being tossed out there as well. It doesn't have the balloon as it did before, so this is... I
think she's just using Probopass as fodder. It looks like that is the case.
Absolutely. That Life Orb is slowly whittling away at Tauros, but the power cannot be denied from a very strong Tauros for sure that Whitney is packing there.
Whitney has this battle, looks like in control. It's 4-2 in Whitney's favor. This Tauros and the Earthquake is just running havoc on Roxanne's team.
That is extremely helpful right now, especially considering on an all-rock team for sure. And then, of course, the big star from their last match, Caracosta, is the last to get sent out. It may not be enough, though, to take out the Tauros, but the Aqua Jet is able to do it. So there we go. A physical threat is down, but Whitney still has 3 Pokemon left.
She has 2 giant walls in Miltank and Blissey, so Caracosta's got to pull something out of its hat.
Case in point, Blissey is sent out. Caracosta setting up for its own sweep with Shell Smash. Getting that white herb to get rid of those debuffs.
Roxanne's putting all of her eggs in the Caracosta basket. Let's see how it plays out.
Grass Knot
it's not looking good.
Grass Knot's able to do a ton of damage. That is something Roxanne didn't need. And Blissey is still standing tall with all of its health. Big damage there from Caracosta, though. It's going down swinging. Unfortunately, it's not enough, but it does get a flinch.
This is exactly what she needed to get back into this battle. Let's see.
Turn of events right here, but let's just see if it's able to capitalize. Who knows what Blissey... Blissey was more than likely probably going to use a Toxic or even just finishing off with another Grass Knot. And Blissey has been taken out.
A crit just for good luck.
Wow, that was Caracosta is just using every amount of strength that it has. Lopunny seeing an action for the first time. Very curious to see how this handles right here, but goes straight for a low kick. And is able to get a sweep right there, even with 2 times speed. Nowhere near as fast as Lopunny. Great attempt there by Roxanne. And it looks like both girls are in the center of the ring shaking hands and congratulating each other on such a really good match. But there can only be one winner, and at this time it is Whitney who will go up in the finals to face off against Chuck. Star of the game for this one. Ooh, this is going to be really tough to call, but I would dare say that Tauros is.
I was going to say Tauros is.
It's a very powerful physical threat, and it's definitely been clutch for Whitney, just taking control of all these matches.
Yeah, that Earthquake that Tauros knows is exactly the move that is needed. Whitney has a very tanky defensive team that Tauros and the Lopunny pretty much round out all the attacks, and I guess Ambipom as well. But that Earthquake is definitely definitely the MVP.
Absolutely.
For the Toros with the earthquake.
Well, let's see if that helps her for the finals. That's going to be coming up in the next episode. So we hope to see you folks then as we are getting ready to crown our first ever MMPG Pokemon Invitational Champion. We hope to see you there. And until then, you folks have a good night.